Hello, everybody. Welcome to session 5. Just to introduce myself, my name's Tristan. I work with Office of Open Research in the Research Data Management team. This session will be about community and skills building. And our first pair of speakers is Phil Reed and Aleks Nenadic. I got that vaguely correct.
Perfect.
Brilliant. For the University of Manchester and the Software Sustainability Institute. But before we do that, we're going to do the shortest award ceremony in history because yesterday Aleks wasn't at the ceremony to accept her award for being highly commended in the Open Research Award category. So I am going to present her with her award. So please give a round of applause to Aleks.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I wasn't previewed about the pictures.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so there's already far too much of me in this opening bit, so I'll hand over to Phil and Aleks.
Thanks very much. Hi, everyone. Phil and I are going to talk to you about a little project that we've been working on together with some of the members of the UK RSC community, which is to do with developing a framework for research technical professionals and the skills that they use. So what is this framework, which we call Direct Framework, about? It started as an effort to try to kind of not define, but maybe number and look at the skills that we are all using in our work. It started as part of the RSC community, but we've realized that the digital skills that we are all using are not common just for RSCs, that they overlap with the skills used by other colleagues in the community, so data archivists, or data stewards, or other people in research technical professional roles. We needed some way of defining, giving us a structure to think about these skills. We are all coming from different backgrounds, and we use different skills in our work. And also we also want to be able to advance our skills. So we just needed some structure to help us talk about these skills. We also wanted to enhance this framework with perhaps tools that we are using in each of these different skills. And also we wanted to enhance it and curate with the training to help us to advance or maybe learn some of the skills that we don't possess at the moment. So basically the motivation was for us to be able to help people who use digital research skills to be able to describe the skills that they already have, think about the skills that they might want to have, be able to understand the skills that they need to learn, support their career development and their different career pathways. Obviously, in the digital research community, we have a variety of backgrounds and variety of ways that our careers can take place. And we were hoping that this framework would help us with perhaps understanding and creating, supporting these pathways. So what we've got here is a little video that will probably tell you in a more succinct way.
University and will contribute to the Direct, the Digital Research Competency Framework. Direct is a community-led initiative that defines the core skills and competencies needed by digital research professionals, including research software engineers, data stewards, bioinformaticians, archivists, and anyone else supporting research through digital means. Our aim is to create something practical and inclusive, a framework that reflects the real work people do in research environments across discipline.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Is that enough? Hi, I'm a postdoc from Manchester University and I will contribute to the Direct framework, the Digital Research Competencies Framework. Direct is the community-led initiative defining the core skills and competencies needed by digital research professionals, including research software engineers, data stewards, bioinformaticians, archivists, and anyone else supporting research through digital means. Our aim is to create something practical and inclusive, a framework that reflects the real work people do in research environments across disciplines, institutions, and countries. It's designed to help individuals map their skills, identify training needs, and explore clear pathways for career development. We're working closely with adjacent initiatives to align and share skill definitions, framework structures, and joint tooling. One example is our open source web application. So this tool allows users to create personal profiles, generate interactive skill wheels, making it easier to visualize strengths, spot gaps, and navigate their professional journey. We're sharing this work at events and running workshops throughout this year to gather feedback and shape what comes next. So if you're interested in digital skills, workforce development, or building a more inclusive and supportive environment for digital research professionals, we'd love to hear from you. And you can find out more at github.com/direct-framework. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Okay, so that was, how do we switch back?
So this should be going. Yeah.
So thanks to Dave for being able to summarize in a minute and a half what I would probably take 5 minutes to explain, and apologies for messing up Dave's video. So the framework that we are building, as you heard, is trying to help us with supporting career development for many digital research professionals. And as you've heard again from Dave, we are going to enable people to firstly self-assess, so be able to build their individual personalized skill profiles. So think about the skills that they've got, create their individual profiles, which will be visualized as those competency wheels. But then they will be able to compare their profiles with perhaps template profiles for a template role, for example, an RSC with HPC specialism. What does the profile for this role looks like? And then they can compare their individual profile with the profile of an RSC that works in HPC. And they can be able to identify gaps and be able to perhaps follow us with some training to make sure that they can plug those gaps for themselves. As part of the work, we are developing what we call the web app, which is an implementation of this framework to enable practical use so that people can interact with the framework by creating their profiles, also, and obviously comparing it with some other template profiles, but we are also envisaging use for group leads to be able to create skills and competencies wheels for people in their group to identify which skills are missing, to help with the recruitment process, also to help with PDRs and interviews and so on. So there are different use cases that we can envisage people use the framework for. So this work started exactly 2 years ago. This was collaborations workshop, SSI's collaborations workshop 2023. SSI is the UK Software Sustainability Institute, which aims to support research through better software. So 2 years ago, this project was suggested as a hack idea. It won the 3rd prize that year, and the group of us who participated on that hack day, we carried on the work on this framework, and we've slowly been improving things, creating more and more iterations, improving our web app, and carried on the work started 2 years ago. This happened at RSCCon, so this is the annual RSC conference 2024. We took our framework to the community to review and evaluate it, whatever it is that we had at that point a year ago. And then, as you can see from the picture, we asked people to put sticky notes on the wall and tell us every skill that they use in their daily jobs. And as you can see, 2/3 of the skills that they said that they are using turned out to be non-technical skills, so professional skills, communication skills, collaboration skills. So then we decided to enhance our framework with these non-technical skills as well. So it now encompasses a wide range of skills that we all use in our daily jobs. things like leadership, project management, time management, and so on. And now, just a short time ago, we had a collaborations workshop 2025, again, where we revisited and reviewed the framework with the community once again to identify any missing skills, to assess the skill granularity and the structure of the framework, and then to ask the community to curate the framework with the missing tools and training that we didn't already have in our framework. It also included another Hack Day event where we asked community to get together and to help us work on our web app, which is the practical implementation of the framework. So I'm handing over to Phil to tell you what happened.
Thank you. Yes, I say anticipation, but it is just the next slide. So there we go. So in case anyone wasn't aware, RSE is a phrase, is research software engineer. And we had some research software engineers in the hack event and people from lots of other different roles across the academic landscape, I suppose you could say, as well. And we broke down into two groups. One was looking at the web app, as Alex was saying, to developing some user interface issues and some other technical implementation details, working towards the app, which will be ready soon. And the other group were implementing the items that we've been discussing in the workshop part, which is about refining our version 1.0 release of the skills themselves that are organized. So we're following quite an agile development process here. We were working hybrid. We had people on Zoom as well, and we're trying to be as inclusive as we can be. And we're making sure that everyone's credited for all the work they do, whether that's a major piece or a small piece. That's sometimes easier if you're using tools like GitHub, where you can have that audit trail built in. But if you're using other tools like Google Docs, or you have to be a little bit more careful about making sure everyone's contribution is captured. And I think we did get everybody. Would you like a quick demo of the skills framework? The answer is yes. What could possibly go wrong? Right. I believe that we've already got it loaded. Here we go. Okay. So we're visualizing this as a Google spreadsheet right now. We do have it stored in a JSON format, which I will not explain what that means right now. I just got an example here. We've got some top level categories and some sub level categories. The first top level here is information and data technologies. And then one of the subcategories here is data science. And we have about 7 top level categories, I think. And then we've got the skills that were collected. So for example, here, data mining, it's quite high level because you have to make a decision at some point how granular to be. But this is where we've settled on. And then a description of what that skill is. So ability to discover patterns and insights from large sets of data using techniques from statistics, machine learning, and database systems. Okay, great. And then the interesting bit, it comes after, where we're saying examples of tools, languages, and methods and behaviors. The yellow ones are still work in progress. So we wouldn't say that Python is a skill. We might say programming is a skill and Python is an aspect of that. And the most interesting bit, I think, will be the collection of training and resources, opportunities that people can follow on with, which we will be setting at up to 5 different levels of mapping to Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. Excellent. I shouldn't be too surprised at that work. So looking at the clock as well, I'll go a bit faster. We're trying to follow open practices throughout this work as well. We have transparency, we have audit trails, as I mentioned. We have future potential. This work is part of the Network Plus grant, providing some dedicated effort. This is from UKRI funding, which goes through Newcastle. We are related to the SSI Fellowship. I am a fellow this year, and it's good. How many fellows are in the room, SSI fellows? Yes, my people. We are here, and we are always looking for next year's intake as well. I'm sure that will be interesting for some people to look at. And before that, next week, I'm running a workshop for 90 minutes in Glasgow at the UK Ireland Digital Humanities Association event, where we're making sure that this is not so limited to the STEM audience, where most of the work has been before. I want to make sure that digital humanities is captured, what's the compare and contrast and so on. And we're also part of the Research Software Engineers Conference, RSE Con 25. Hopefully, we will be in Coventry in September, waiting to hear on that. And we're talking with the Australian Research Data Commons and the British Library for other integrations. Final slide, nearly. Okay, so we think this is a good opportunity to talk about team working and having a diverse team and complementary skills is really great. And we think we're friendly and chill, I think so. You can tell me otherwise and I won't argue, okay? And we communicate regularly through monthly meetings and on Zoom, and we have a Slack channel, and we think that openness is very important to having this sustain. And if you want to get any more involved or find out more, there's the link that Dave mentioned before. That's words.
Yes, we are. I think the key point is probably that we want to be as inclusive as possible and make sure that this is useful for other domains, I suppose, different roles. And if there is anything that we can do to enhance this framework to be useful for you that is missing, I think it's probably better to maybe extend this framework rather than come up with another one, or maybe create customizations of this one. And then we can all work together rather than work separately.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Yes,
Thanks, Alex and Phil. Do we have any questions?
Nah.
Love
One
questions.
over there. Moving mics.
Thank you. I was wondering if you had any site over, or did you find any overlaps between this framework and the Cardia framework and our research manager framework? These are two frameworks that are coming out of the EU. So the EU competence framework for research managers. So I wonder if you know about it and if you have any overlaps, or if perhaps it's even an avenue for the future. Thanks.
I don't think we looked into that research managers framework. We did look at about 20 different frameworks. And if you go to our GitHub landing page, you can see which ones we've had a look at, but not that one. Or maybe I've forgotten. We've seen so many, but it's, so the ones that you've mentioned, I'd be happy to have a look at, maybe get links off you, or maybe I can just look them up. Yes, because part of the framework does include the leadership and management skills as well. So it would be good to make sure that we are not missing out anything. We did look at it's called SPHERE or SPHIRE, depends how you pronounce it, which is the British Computer Society's very comprehensive IT framework. That's one of the frameworks we looked at, and the ones from the Australian Research Data Commons.
We have the Australian one too, and part of my fellowship will be looking at bringing this back into life sciences, where most of the research support I work with in my day job is based. And there's EBI has got their own life sciences research and competencies framework as well. So I'm going to try and, yes, look at more too. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Any other questions? Just over there. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Alex, Phil, I wondered if you could tell us a bit about how engagement's been across different types of disciplines, thinking about humanities and science, engineering, biology, medicine, health, either within the university and also in the wider context.
I think we've attended, was it your event that you organized? Yes, so we did. I know that from the life sciences community, there came another framework. So we do try to attend these events as much as possible. When we engage with different communities, we do that through these events, such as the collaborations workshop or RSC conference, and then you get people from different domains who come and we interact with. Phil, in particular, is taking this framework now to the digital humanities domain as well to see whether it is useful for them and to get a different perspective.
But there's a lot more still to cover. So it's kind of limited so far by when we've been to research software type events where they have gone to. But yeah, there's more we could do. I mean, they're talking to British Library as well. They've got their event called everyday coders, they're working on something as well. So it's people who do bits of code, but they're not properly coders properly. So yeah, it's more people really, but we have to make the time to get to the right conferences and fund it, and it's tricky.
Brilliant. I think that's probably all we've got time for questions wise. Fred's nodding at me. Yeah, so thanks again to Alex and
Yeah.
Phil. Round of applause.